Here's a question I want you to sit with for a second. If you had an extra $500 this month, right now, today, what would you actually do with it? Most people, if they're honest, would spend some of it, save a little, maybe move something to a checking account that earns essentially nothing, maybe feel vaguely guilty about it and do nothing at all. And that response, that vague, undefined relationship with extra money, is costing the average person hundreds of thousands of dollars over their lifetime. Not because they're irresponsible, but because nobody ever taught them the actual smartest sequence for saving and investing money, the order that maximizes every dollar, the system that makes sure nothing leaks and everything compounds. There is a correct answer to the question, what should I do with this money? And most people have never heard it explained clearly. Until today. By the end of this video, you will have a complete, step-by-step framework for every dollar that comes into your life, the most efficient, most mathematically sound approach to saving and investing money that any person at any income level can follow. Let's get into it. My name's Alex, and I spend a lot of time studying the systems that turn ordinary incomes into extraordinary outcomes, not through luck or timing, but through a disciplined, intelligent sequence of decisions that most people are never shown. The framework I'm going to walk you through today isn't new. Versions of it have been quietly making regular people wealthy for decades. The difference is that today we're going to make it completely clear. The common mistake. Here's what most people actually do with their money. They earn it, they pay their bills, they spend what feels reasonable, and if anything's left over at the end of the month, and there usually isn't, they move it somewhere vague and call it savings. This approach has a name. It's called spend first, save the leftovers, and it is almost guaranteed to keep you financially stuck, regardless of how much you earn. Because here's what that approach produces over time. A lifestyle that expands to consume every dollar, a savings rate that hovers near zero, and the constant feeling that you're one bad month away from financial stress. It's like trying to fill a bucket by catching overflow. The bucket never fills. The smart approach flips this entirely. Instead of saving what's left after spending, you decide in advance exactly where every dollar goes the moment it arrives, before lifestyle can claim it. This is called paying yourself first, and it is the foundational principle of every wealth-building system that actually works. But paying yourself first is just the principle. The question is, what exactly do you do with the money once you've set it aside? That's where the framework comes in. The framework. Think of your money as water flowing through a series of filters. Each filter serves a specific purpose and must be filled before the water flows to the next one. Skip a filter and the whole system becomes unstable because you're building on an incomplete foundation. There are 6 filters, 6 destinations for your money in a specific sequence that maximizes return, minimizes risk, and builds genuine financial security layer by layer. Let's walk through each one. Filter 1. Your immediate cash buffer, $1,000 to $2,000. Before anything else, before investing, before paying extra on debt, before opening a Roth IRA, you need a small emergency buffer sitting in a separate account. Not invested, not tied up, just accessible. This is not your full emergency fund. This is your financial shock absorber, the buffer that stops a car repair or an unexpected bill from derailing everything you're building. Without this, every financial setback forces you to either go into debt or undo your progress. 2 steps back for every one forward. Get this funded first. It should take most people no more than 60 to 90 days of disciplined redirecting. Once it's there, you move on, and you don't touch it unless something genuinely urgent breaks. Filter 2. Your employer's 401k match, every dollar of it. If your employer offers a retirement match and you are not capturing 100% of that match, you are receiving a smaller paycheck than you've earned, and you're doing it voluntarily. A 50% match on 6% of your salary is a guaranteed 50% return on that contribution. That is a mathematical impossibility to beat through any other investment. This filter gets funded the moment filter 1 is complete, and it runs in parallel with everything that follows. You do not pause this for any reason. The match is too valuable to sacrifice. Log into your HR system, set your contribution to at least whatever captures the full match, then leave it alone. Filter 3. High-interest debt elimination. Any debt above approximately 8% interest is mathematically incompatible with wealth building. Here's the simple logic. If you're paying 22% interest on a credit card and simultaneously investing in a market averaging 8% returns, you are losing 14 cents on every dollar, every single month. The only way to stop that loss is to eliminate the high-interest debt first. Use the avalanche method. Attack the highest interest rate with every available dollar while paying minimums on everything else. When it's gone, roll that payment into the next highest rate. This process feels unglamorous. It is, but the moment that 22% drain is gone, the dollars that were feeding it become permanently yours to redirect, and their impact on your wealth compounds from that moment forward. Filter 5. Your full emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses. With the buffer in place, the employer match captured, and high-interest debt cleared, now you build the real financial foundation. 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a high-yield savings account, liquid, accessible, not invested in anything that can lose value. I know some of you are thinking this is still not investing, and you're right. But here's what the full emergency fund actually does that most people completely miss. It makes you a better investor. Without it, every market dip triggers fear because you know that if life goes sideways, you might need that money. And fear-driven investing produces the worst possible outcomes. Panic selling at the exact wrong moment, locking in losses, watching years of progress disappear in a single bad decision. The emergency fund doesn't just protect your cash, it protects your judgment. Right now, high-yield savings accounts pay 4 to 5% interest. Your safety net earns while it sits. At 3 months funded, you have genuine financial resilience. At 6 months, you have stability that lets you invest with complete patience. Build it, guard it. Let me pause here because something important needs to be said. The reason most people don't follow this sequence is not laziness, it's impatience dressed as urgency. There's a voice that says, I'm already behind, I need to be investing now. Every month I'm not in the market is a month of returns I'm missing. That voice sounds like wisdom. It is not. The people who skip the foundational filters and jump straight into investing almost always end up selling at the worst time, forced out by a life event that their unbuilt foundation couldn't absorb. They lose more in one panic decision than they gained in months of being in the market. The foundation work feels like delay. It is not delay. It is the thing that makes every investment decision after it rational, patient, and ultimately far more profitable. The smartest investors aren't the fastest ones. They're the ones with the most solid ground beneath them. Filter 5. Tax-advantaged investing, Roth IRA, and 401k beyond your match. Now, finally, the money that's flowed through the first 4 filters reaches its most powerful destination, a Roth IRA, up to $7,000 per year in 2025. Your contributions grow completely tax-free. When you withdraw in retirement, you pay $0 on taxes on any of it, including all the growth. For most people in their 20s, 30s, and even early 40s, this is the single best investment account available. The tax-free compounding over decades produces an outcome that a taxable account simply cannot match. Inside the Roth IRA, keep it simple. A total stock market index fund or an S&P 500 index fund. Low fees, broad diversification, automatic monthly contributions. Set it, automate it, leave it alone. If you max out the Roth IRA and you're still contributing beyond your employer match to a 401k, continue contributing there as well. Tax-deferred growth is powerful, even if it's taxed on withdrawal. Here's what the math looks like. $500 a month invested at 8% average annual returns, starting at 30, produces approximately $878,000 by age 65. Of that, you contributed about $210,000. The remaining $668,000 is compound growth, money
made entirely by time and consistency. That's not the result of genius. That's the result of a system. Filter 6. Taxable investing and additional wealth building. Once tax-advantaged accounts are maxed or you've reached your target contribution level, any additional savings flow here, a taxable brokerage account. The same simple index fund strategy, low cost, diversified, long-term. This is also where additional goals live, saving for a home, building non-retirement wealth, or simply accelerating your financial independence timeline by accumulating assets outside of retirement accounts. At this stage, you've built the complete system. Every filter is operating. Every dollar is working at its highest and best use. The only job now is to protect the system, maintain the emergency fund, keep contributing automatically, and resist the urge to complicate what's working. Simplicity at this stage is a feature, not a limitation. So, here's the complete sequence. Filter 1, a $1,000 to $2,000 immediate buffer. Filter 2, capture your full employer match. Filter 3, eliminate all high-interest debt. Filter 4, build a full 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Filter 5, maximize tax-advantaged investing. Roth IRA first, then 401k. Filter 6, taxable investing and additional goals. 6 filters. Every dollar has a destination. The sequence is the strategy. You don't have to execute all 6 at once. You work through them in order, and the system builds itself one layer at a time. Here's what I want you to remember. The question, what should I do with my money, has an answer. Not a vague, it depends, an actual, specific, mathematically grounded answer. And it's the same answer for almost everyone, adjusted only for their personal numbers. Most people never get that answer. They improvise, they react, they save whatever's left and invest whenever they feel like it, and they wonder why the numbers never seem to add up. The system in this video takes the improvisation out of it. When you follow the filters in sequence, you stop making financial decisions on instinct and start making them by design. And decisions made by design, repeated consistently month after month, year after year, are what produce outcomes that look from the outside like luck. They are not luck. They are architecture. The people who retire financially secure, who feel genuinely in control of their money, who don't lie awake at night calculating how much they need, they all got there the same way. Not by earning more, not by finding the perfect investment, by building a system and trusting it long enough for the math to do what the math always does. Your money deserves a system, and now you have one. Build it, one filter at a time. The first one starts today.